see, on the shuffleboard, and she has several trophies at home. And of course, if you look on the plaques on the walls, her name's on there several times. The trophies, of course, are alongside of Jim's. And we all remember Jim, how good he was. They have quite a set of memorabilia back there. I was talking to some of her fans and family back home, and I found out some very interesting things. Lil, you're going to have to stand up for this. Now, I do consider you a friend, but I know after I'm done, you may not. You're going to move, or am I going to move? It's funny how paths cross and there are coincidences and everything that happen throughout your life, and I'm sure everyone here has had things like that happen. I know I have. I spoke to her neighbor, Dorothy. Dorothy moved to Conneautville in 1988 and lived right next door. The families became very, very good friends and would get together often. Dorothy is from Scotland, and this is one of the little things that came up. She let me know that she is 10 days younger than Lil. Now, being so close in age, of course, they became extremely good friends. And of course, the husbands, they got along and they were absolutely best buddies. Here's another little thing. Dorothy's husband passed away 4 years after Jim on October 6th.
Same day as my Jim passed. Same day.
Same day as hers. Dorothy misses Lil terribly during the winter and says that during the summer, she and Lil get together, sit on the back veranda, enjoy good times. And maybe something else too. I know a lot of you have pet names. Oh, you have pet names for your partners, friends, family. I also found out Lil had one in the past. What's the matter? Are you getting nervous?
No,
You know what it is, right?
I think I do.
Don't ask me how she got it, as I didn't even want to ask. And I didn't want to get into the... She was known as Ted. Do you want to explain that, or we just want to let that go?
That's what my dad called me. I was real, I had black hair, and I guess he thought I was a teddy bear or something. He is one.
Very good. Okay, Ted. We all know that Lil can be a social butterfly, and I found out some very interesting things. If you remember, she was the secretary for the Dean of Women at Allegheny College for 7 years, back in the late 50s and 60s. At that point of time, the Dean of Women was Mrs. Knight.
Nights, X.
The Dean, okay. It appears that when Lil develops relationships, they're long-term relationships. To this day, the group of women that she was friends with back in the 50s and 60s still get together. I mean, that is a long-lasting relationship. But they have a special name. Oh, you know what's coming. The Victoria's Secret Girls. I don't want to go any further than that. But we are having a preview of the 50 Shades afterwards. That's why she keeps her blinds down all the time. There is also another group of women that she gets together each and every month. I hope I got this right. They call themselves the Stitch and Chatter Group.
Yeah. We used to stitch and chatter. Now, that's not what the men called it.
No. But they get together all the time. It appears that Lil really makes friends for life. Speaking of which, her guests, Charlie and Shirley, have known them for a long time, 50 years. Charlie and Shirley,
1963.
1960.
wow,
Yeah,
wow.
that's a long time.
Yep. Charlie and Shirley snowbird north each year and have a place in Meadville, Pennsylvania, which is just down the road from Conneautville, where Lil lives. Lil has known them since, of course, the Conneaut Valley School days, as she was a teacher's aide there, and both her husband Jim and Charlie were teachers there. Shirley worked at the school and drove bus.
She worked in the cafeteria. She was cook. And drove bus.
So if you're friends with Lil, you're stuck with her, okay? Now, we all know that Lil loves to have an immaculate house and loves to clean.
No, yeah.
I found out about an incident many years ago that fits right into this. It seems that the house that they had, or maybe still have, I don't know that, had wooden floors. Oh, you know what's coming now. Lil was not satisfied with just cleaning and waxing the floor. She would get down on her hands and knees and scrub, and then hand polish the floors with wax. One time, she was so intense that the rag that she had applying the wax to the floor, just going at it, the rag just disintegrated and her hand went right into the floor, and she ended up having to go to the hospital to have the splinters out.
A splinter. I still have the splinter.
Well, that is the story of Lil Shree. I think she's had a wonderful, don't sit down. I may not be done with you yet. You're done with me, I know that. But Lil is a great asset to the community. I've known her since I've been down here, and actually back in the 60s and 70s, in the 60s, I actually met her stepmother several times. And wonderful lady, and thank you, Lil, for being here. At this point, I want to present Lil with her life membership and a rose. This is a plaque that everybody gets. She gets a plaque, and she gets her membership card, the last one, which is a life membership. You can still pay your dues, though.
Oh, okay. That's why she told me.
Well, I'm getting old and I repeat myself. Okay, turn around this way. Some people want to.
Turn around, yeah.
There you go.
Should put the, push the button.
You'll be 81 before you get done.
I would like to say, you all helped me for 33 years. This is my 33rd year in Pineville. And you're all my friends, and I certainly appreciated it. When my husband passed, you all just kept me right going. It was hard to come, but I didn't want to stay up there and show that snuff. So I do want to thank you all, and I appreciate all that you've done to help me get through these 33 years. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, Bev, you have another reading. Just 1 second while Jackie goes by.
Okay.
It's okay, we can wait for you, Jackie. There you go. Okay, Bev?
This is just a little short reading. Pauline mentioned in one of her, in the card about Cupid. And Cupid is the Roman god of love and the most popular symbol for Valentine's Day. Originally, he was shown as a young man with bows and arrows. But over the years, he has gone from being a handsome man to a pudgy baby. The reason is that the Romans had Cupid as the son of Venus and a symbol for passion, playful, and tender love. His arrows were invisible, and his victims would not be aware that they were shot until they fell in love. But the Victorian era wanted to help make Valentine's Day more proper for women and children. So they tossed out this handsome Roman Adonis guy and made Cupid more of a chubby baby. In other words, it's all how you want to spin the story, from PG rated to R rated.
Okay, now Larry Bowen has some really great music for us. Larry, please.
Trying to an old time fiddle song for it. It's called Soldier's Joy.